Tell others to join first. I'm going to present my screen now. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Okay, Anurag. Okay, thank you. So do you remember where we stopped in the last class? Anyone? Do you remember all these? Hello? Do you remember all these? We were speaking about compound words in the last class, isn't it? Okay. What were the type of compound words? What were the different types of compound words? Anyone? Where are the rest? Only 42 are here now. 42 no, 41 are here. Please tell all of them to join first. I'll be taking attendance soon. Hello? Please tell them to join first. So I'm just continuing. Let me revise what was taken in the last class. So we were speaking about compound words, and there are three types of compound words. Closed compound words are those words that do not have space in between them, but form from two or more different words. But when they are combined together, they give a new meaning. Then we have open compound words of those words form from two or more words, but they are written with a space in between, like ice cream and all. Then there are hyphenated compound words, and these compound words, they have hyphen in between, but they are joined. They are formed from similar words. When put together, they give a new meaning to the word. Okay. Then I told synonyms we had taken earlier, and I had told you how to include synonyms from thesaurus. I demonstrated how to use it in a word, in MS Word, and also I had given you a few synonyms with letter A, isn't it? You had written down these synonyms starting with letter A, isn't it? Do you remember all that? Hello, do you remember all that? Why you're not responding? Someone please respond. Okay, Anurag. Okay. So the other synonyms, I had given it in your note, that is, I had uploaded it in Linways, and you can refer to that note. Okay, from synonyms from letter B to Z, this particular note, I have uploaded it in Linways. So very few words are there. Just go through these words and study the meanings, the different meanings. Okay, only very few words are included. So just study these words, and I'll be putting a test 1 week later. So you have to study all these synonyms as well as the misspelled words. Only few words are included, so you have to study all these. Okay. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Okay. Now, I'm going to the next section, and before that, let me tell you one more important point. This exam, last time we didn't have university exam for this subject because of COVID pandemic, and this year also, if the situation calms down, then there will be an end semester examination for 50 marks. Okay, if the situation calms down, if the university decides to conduct a university exam, then there will be university exam for 50 marks. So you have to score internal marks 50 out of 50, and there will be an external exam, university level exam conducted by the university out of 50 marks. And if the pandemic situation comes down or as decided by the university. So anyway, even though there is no credit, you have to write the university exam and get a pass mark. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Did you hear what I said right now? Hello? Okay, so there will be exam. Be prepared for the exam, but most probably it is just like comprehension, composition, etc. So you should have a good knowledge of these words, vocabulary, and letter writing. Of course, it will be there. So just learn all these new words and all the topics which I am giving you, and try to score maximum for internal marks, because combined you have to get 50 marks for the exam. Total out of 100 you have to get 50 pass marks. So you have to concentrate more on the internal evaluation, as well as you have to study to get a pass for the subject in university exam also. So don't take it in a light sense, don't take it very lightly. Just go through what I am giving you and you will be able to pass. Okay, is it clear? I'm covering the topics as per the syllabus. So you have to go through these topics daily. If you can't study everything together, then you just split it into smaller units and study each part. If you have good language skills, then it's easy for you to study. Okay, otherwise others will have to take little effort, spend some time and study all these. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear to you? Okay. So be prepared for the exam also. Now, I'm going to the next section. So yesterday we were speaking about compound words, and these synonyms also you should refer. Then, next is paraphrasing. The next section is paraphrasing. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Yeah, university exam. University exam is out of 50 marks. Even though it is a non-credit paper, university will conduct exam for this. And last year, S2, we didn't have a university exam because of COVID pandemic. But this year, nothing has been yet decided. But if university plans to conduct a offline exam, then you will have to write exam out of 50 marks. Okay, 50 marks. Total marks is out of 100, out of which 50 is internal evaluation and 50 marks is external exam. So just go through what I'm giving you. It will be easy for you to score good marks if you are reading all these materials which I'm giving you. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Okay. So now let us go on to this topic. Now, what is paraphrasing? You might have heard of paragraphs and all, isn't it? A block of sentences. Paragraph is a block of sentences. Now, this is something different from what we speak about a paragraph. Paraphrasing means you're formulating someone else's idea in your own words. That is, one person has written something, an essay or a story or a technical document, and you are reading that document and you're writing it in your own words so that it is more easy to understand. Just like what teachers are doing, they read the textbook. Maybe it is a foreign, the language may be a bit foreign, but the English may be too tough for students to read. So teachers read the book, they summarize it in their own words and write it as a note and give it to you so that it is easy. You can easily understand what the contents are. Is it clear? So it is just like reading some paragraph and writing in your own words. That is called paraphrasing. It means you are writing someone else's idea in your own words. The idea is not yours. So since the idea is not yours, you have to cite from where you had taken this material. You have to refer to the author who had written this material, etc. So okay, misspelled words notes തന്നിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ. I had uploaded the notes for misspelled words. Just look at it. After studying, you have to write it down. Okay. Yesterday, I think I told you. You look at those words. If words are familiar to you, just leave it. And others, you have to study well. And I will tell you when to submit these. Just study now. Just try to study all the words. After studying, I'll tell you the date to submit. Okay. Now, paraphrasing means formulating someone else's idea in your own words. And the passage to be paraphrased is rewritten. That is, you are given a paragraph. Suppose you are given a paragraph and I'm telling you to paraphrase it. Then what you have to do is you have to read the paragraph and do not copy the paragraph as such. You have to rewrite it in your own sentences. And when you write it in your own sentence, please don't change the meaning of the original text. Don't change the meaning of the original text. So that is known as paraphrasing. So paraphrasing means formulating someone else's idea in your own words. And the passage to be paraphrased is rewritten. You have to rewrite the paragraph without changing the meaning of the original text. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Any doubt in that? Is it clear to you? Okay. Now, let us see the purpose of paraphrasing. Why do we need to paraphrase sentences? The purpose of paraphrasing is to summarize or simplify author's idea. Author might have written in his own language. And what we have to do is, we have to summarize or you have to simplify the author's idea. And this author's idea, we are making it more simple to the reader. Okay. So, The purpose of paraphrasing is to summarize or simplify author's idea, thus making it easier to understand and more approachable. Is it clear to you? So, in paraphrasing, it is always important to acknowledge the original author's idea, even if it has been substantially re-expressed. So, you are going to re-express someone else's idea, but you have to acknowledge that author. You have to write about that author or speak about that author somewhere in the paragraph. And you should say from where it has been taken. Is it clear? So you just want to make something simplified in a simplified form. You want to write a paragraph in a simplified form, then you write, then you paraphrase it. So that is difficult. If something is difficult to understand, then we write it in our own words so that others can understand. And that is known as paraphrasing. Now, what are the steps in paraphrasing? What are the steps to be followed in paraphrasing? The first step is read the passage several times to fully understand the meaning. You are given a paragraph to paraphrase, that is to rewrite. You have to read the passage first several times and understand the meaning of that passage. Then, second step is note down the key concept. What are the important points mentioned in the paragraph? Note down the important concepts. Then, third step, write your own version without looking at the original. You have to write the concept which you had understood in your own sentences. Then, fourth step is compare the paraphrased text with the original passage. What you have written, you should compare it with the original one and make minor adjustments to phrases. There are certain sentences which you cannot change. So make a minor adjustment to those phrases that are similar. You might have copied some sentences as such from the original text, but you have to make minor changes so that they do not look similar. Then cite the source from where the idea has been found. That is, citing means you are referring to the source. CITE, cite, citation. Citation means referring to a particular source from where you had taken that idea. So if it is a book, you have to mention this book written by this particular author. If it is a journal, you have to mention the journal, the publication date, etc. So everything clearly should be mentioned. The source from where you had taken this material should be clearly mentioned. So these are the steps in paraphrasing. Is it clear to you? Hello, is it clear to you? Okay, paraphrasing is like, in a summary, I can say that paraphrasing is expressing a paragraph in your own idea. You're given some text and you're expressing that text in your own idea. And when to express that or to write the text in your own idea, you have to follow certain steps. And these are the steps that you should follow. You have to read the passage several times, understand the key concept. First, you have to read several times, understand the key concept, write it in your own version, compare it with the original, and if there are similar words, just change the similarity, and then you have to cite from where the source has been taken. These are the 5 steps in paraphrasing. So when you're given a paragraph to paraphrase or a passage to paraphrase, just follow these steps. Don't miss out any of these steps. If you forget to cite the source, then again it is difficult because you are taking someone else's idea as your own idea. So you have to say from where the source has been taken, or from where you are writing this paragraph. Okay. So if you don't refer to the source, you are just stealing someone else's idea. So don't do it. You have to follow all these steps when you are paraphrasing. Now, what are the tips for paraphrasing? So certain tips that you could follow when you are paraphrasing. There are 4 tips to be followed by tips that are followed usually while paraphrasing. That first is start the first sentence at a different point from that of the original. When you start a sentence from as that is in the original, just like the original text, then it is easily understood that you haven't changed anything. So just start the first sentence from a different point from the original source. Then use synonyms. As I said, we have studied earlier, if there are certain words in the paragraph for which we can substitute, which can be substituted by synonyms, then substitute the words by synonyms. That is, synonyms are words that mean the same thing. So if you know the synonyms of a particular word, then substitute that word by its synonym so that it doesn't look exactly as the original paragraph. Then change the sentence structure. That is, if the sentence is written in active voice, you may change it to passive voice. Okay, you might have studied in school what is active voice and what is passive voice. Do you know what is active and passive voice? Have you heard of active and passive voice? Have you studied in school? Active and passive voice. Okay, I'll give you an example. So this is a sentence in active voice. Can you see the screen? This is a sentence in active voice. He does not cook food. Now, what is the passive voice? Food is not cooked by him. That is, the subject changes to the object. The object takes the object is exchanged with the subject. Just for the he goes at the end, and the verb comes in the beginning. Cook is the verb. It comes in the beginning. So he does not cook food. Change it to food is not cooked by him. So the verb has come first, and he has gone last. Another example is they grow plants. So you're changing the subject and the object. So object is the plant. So starting with the object, plants are grown by him. So next is she teaches me. So me is the object. And it becomes you're exchanging the subject and the object in passive voice. It becomes I am taught by her. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hello? Okay. So when you paraphrase sentences, if the sentence is in active voice, then you may change it to passive voice. Okay, change the sentence structure from active voice to passive voice. Then, the fourth tip is break the information into separate sentences. If there is a big sentence in the original text, you change it into separate sentences. Break a big sentence into smaller sentences. These are the tips for paraphrasing. Okay, did you understand? When you paraphrase, when you're given a paragraph to paraphrase, a passage to paraphrase, you have to follow these steps. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear to you? Hello? Did you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So, paraphrasing, the steps in paraphrasing, and these are the paraphrasing tips. Now, let us see a few sentences. Paraphrasing sentences. So, I've given a few examples here, and this is for you to refer for your reference. I'd uploaded it in Linways, and you can go through it and study how the sentences are modified. Okay, and once you see how the sentences are modified, try to modify other sentences of your own. Try to collect sentences and try to modify it on your own, and so that you will get the writing skills. Okay, you will be able to improve your writing skills. Now, a few examples I have given it in the note. The original text is, he has tons of stuffs to throw away. He has tons of stuff to throw away. So I'm just, you can write it in your own words, but one particular word, I had modified it into this form. That is, he needs to get rid of a lot of junk. That is, we have to get rid of a lot of junk. The same meaning. Both the sentence has the same meaning, but some words are changed. That is, tons of stuff is changed to lot of junk. Tons of stuff here is changed to lot of junk. So also the throw away in the first sentence is changed to get rid of. Is it clear? Hello, is it clear? Did you understand? The same sentence written in a different way but has the same meaning, and that is called paraphrasing. Is it clear to you? Do you have doubts? Hello, do you have any doubt? Okay. So this is the original text and it is modified to a new text, but the meaning is the same, but certain words are replaced. Tons of stuff is replaced by lot of junk. Also the throwaway is replaced by get rid of. And likewise, you can substitute words with the same meaning. Synonyms can be used when paraphrasing. Synonyms is the most important tool that you have in your hand when you paraphrase sentences. Now, next sentence. Giraffes like acacia leaves and hay, and they can consume 75 pounds of food a day. So I'm just paraphrasing it into a simple sentence, a small sentence, a shorter sentence. That is, a giraffe can eat up to 75 pounds of acacia leaf and hay daily. So this is more understandable than the first one, more simple and a short sentence. So another example, her life spanned years of incredible change for women as they gained more rights than ever before. So all throughout her life, the period through which she had lived was an era that had given more rights for human beings. That is the meaning of the sentence. So we can paraphrase it like this. She lived through the exciting era of women's liberation. So a new word has been included, women's liberation, gaining more rights can be substituted by the word women's liberation. Okay, that is how we change words but without changing the meaning. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Hello? Okay. Ashwin is responding. What about the others? Anurag, Adarsh, Misbah. Okay. Now, next sentence. These are a few examples. Okay. You just study how it is modified and you can try to do it on your own. Take other sentences, choose other sentences from the text, and then you try to write it on your own. Okay. So now this is another example. Any trip to Italy should include a visit to Tuscany to sample the region's exquisite wines. The meaning is nothing, but if you're going, the meaning is just this. If you're going to Italy, you should have a visit to Tuscany just to taste that region. Tuscany is a region in Italy, just to taste its exquisite wines. Okay. So how can we modify this sentence? Any trip to Italy should include a visit to Tuscany to sample. Sample means you're just tasting the region's exquisite wine, extraordinary wines. So they can paraphrase it like this. Be sure to make time for a Tuscan wine tasting experience when visiting Italy. That is, when you're going to visit Italy, make sure to find time to taste this wine, Tuscan wine. Okay. This is how we are modifying sentences to another sentence, but without changing the meaning. Is it clear to you? So you will be given a sentence and you will be asked to paraphrase it. You have to write it in another form, but without changing the meaning. Okay. Is it clear? Paraphrasing is clear to you? Okay, very good. Okay. Paraphrasing is nothing but when you are given a sentence, without changing the meaning, modify it into another sentence. That is what is meant by paraphrasing. You might be given a sentence to paraphrase, or sometimes you may be given a passage to paraphrase, etc. So you have to read it, understand the meaning, and write it in your own words. When you write it in your own words, you can use synonyms in place of those words in the original paragraph, but you have to cite from where this paragraph is taken. It's not your own. Okay. Now, let us move on. So that is about paraphrasing. Next, the next topic is verbal analogies. Verbal analogies. Now, what do you mean by an analogous word or verbal analogies? Analogies, they test the relationship, they shows relationship between words. One word is related to the other. How there's some particular relationship between the two words, and you have to identify what the relationship is. So it tests the ability to analyze the relationship between a pair of words. Given a pair of words, you have to find out the relationship between the pair of words and recognize, and after identifying the relationship, you have to recognize a similar relationship between another pair of words. So you will be given two pairs. The first pair, looking at the first pair, you have to identify a relationship. And in the second pair, one word might be missing. You have to find out the word that matches the second pair and following the same relationship like the first one. So strong vocabulary is an important factor. You need a strong knowledge of words and its meaning in order to do this verbal analogy. For competitive exams and all, this question is often asked. Verbal analogies, not only verbal analogies, whatever we are discussing now, the synonyms, antonyms, then verbal analogies, etc. They are all asked for aptitude for objective question as objective questions for clearing test. So now, the verbal analogies, it tests the ability to analyze relationship between pairs of words. It shows relationship between a pair of words, and you have to find another word. Given a third word, you have to find a word that matches the third word, which has the same relationship as the first pair given. Now, let us see some examples and you can understand it well. So, given a pair, that is errata is to books. What is flaws is to. You have to find out a word matching this flaws. There is a relationship between these two, errata and books. Okay. Now, I'll tell you what it is. What is the relationship between the first two pairs, that is errata and books. And you have to find out the word which suits flaws, which has the same relationship as books has to errata. So, and given 4 options, you have to find out the correct answer. Anyone knows the correct answer? I think if you had read this, then you might have found out. Anyone knows the correct answer? If errata is to books, what is flaws is to? Anyone knows the answer? If anyone knows the answer, you may just type. Flaws is related to manuscripts or speech or metals or character. Which word has the same relationship as errata is to book? Fatima, speech. Anybody else? Metals. Akshara says metals. Okay. Why did you say metals? Akshara? What is the relationship? You just simply said. Okay, I'll tell you. See, the relationship, let us see the relationship between first pair. Errata is a list of mistakes attached to the end of a book. Now, after the book is released, there are certain mistakes identified. It will be attached to the end of the book, and that is known as errata. And this happens after publishing the book. Okay, after publishing the book, if there is any mistake, then these mistakes will be attached to the end of the book. That is, it shows the mistakes left in the finished products. Those mistakes that are left in a finished product. Book has already been published, but some mistakes are then identified later. So certain pages will be added to the end of the book. and those pages will reflect the mistakes in this book, and that is called errata. And that is, it shows the mistakes left in the finished product or the final product. It is the mistakes left in the finished product, and that is errata. That is the relationship. So when we consider these four examples, these flaws, from the four options, flaws are what impurities left after the metal are left in the metal after it is purified. So it can be impurities left in the metal after the metal has been purified, and they are called flaws. So just like errata, they are the mistakes in the books after it has been published. Flaws are the impurities left in the metal after it has been purified. So you can write flaws is to metals. Is it clear? Is it clear? So flaws also mean impurity. So hence the answer is flaws is to metals. Is it clear? So one more example. Likewise, there are hundreds of examples. I'm just giving you one or two examples just to know what verbal analogies are. So second example is trial is to jury. So you have to take here second word was given and you had to find the third word. Okay. But in this example, one pair is given, you have to find out the next pair. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? Hello. The question can be asked in different ways. Okay. So the first pair is trial is to jury. So what will be the next pair which has the same relationship as trial has to jury? Trial is to jury. Okay. Which is the pair that has the same relationship among the four pairs given here, A, B, C, D, which is the pair that has the same relationship as trial is to jury. Okay, here we identified the fourth word which matches which has the same meaning, relationship as the first pair to this particular word. Here we have to find out a pair, the second pair that has the same relationship. Okay. So here, this jury is responsible for settling the trial. Likewise, the arbiter is responsible for settling disputes. Okay. So the first one matches the relationship, that is, the jury is responsible for settling the trials, and the relationships which are similar in meaning is similar relationship arises in this pair where the arbiter is the person who is responsible for settling disputes. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear to you? So these are verbal analogies where relationship between words have to be identified, and you will be given another word, or you have to choose another pair of words that has the same meaning. Is it clear? Do you have any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask. So today's assignment you have to write in your notebook is, can you hear me? Find out 5 verbal analogies. Just like the question which I had given you, each of you have to find out 5 verbal analogies and write it in your notebook. Okay. Is it clear? Did you hear the assignment work? Okay. Each one of you just find out 5 verbal analogies. It will be there. Lots and lots are there in the internet. So find out verbal analogies, but something that is related to your subject, or in simple languages, common words which are used, and then write it in your notebook. Okay. I'll tell you when to upload. Don't upload it today. Write it in your notebook. I'll tell you that I will give you a date to upload your notebooks. So just write it in your notebook. Is it clear? Okay. I think it's time. So in next class we will be starting language development, and here you have the subject verb agreement and all, mostly grammar rules. Okay. So now take your attendance. See your attendance. Say your attendance.
1, 2,
2,
3,
4, 5,
6, 7,
8,
9,
10,
11,
12,
13,
14,
15,
16. Ashwint. Absent. 17.
19,
8, 19,
20,
21,
22,
23,
24,
25,
26, 27,
28. Absent. 29.
30,
29.
29 present, 30,
28 present. 28 is 28 present. Just type in the chat. 28 absent. 29 present. Please
30.
say once more. 29.
present, ma'am.
Okay. 30.
30, 31,
32,
33,
34,
35,
36,
37,
38,
39. Absent. 40. 40 absent. 41. 41. Absent. 42.
43,
44,
45, 46,
47. Number 47. 47, I think she was present. Nainika. 47.
47,
Ma'am, 46. Ma'am, 47 Punya.
Okay, 46 Nainika present. 47 Punya present. Is she present?
47 present.
Okay. 48. 48. Absent. Rajat. 49. Rajat, please say loudly. Rajat, please say your attendance. Unmute and say your attendance. Okay, okay.
Hello?
Number 49. Number 49. Absent. Number 50.
present, ma'am.
51.
present, ma'am.
Okay. 52.
Present, ma'am.
53.
Present, ma'am.
54,
Present, ma'am.
55,
Present, ma'am.
56,
Present, ma'am.
57,
Present, ma'am.
58,
Present, ma'am.
59,
Present, ma'am.
60,
Present, ma'am.
61,
Present, ma'am.
62,
Present, ma'am.
63.
Present, ma'am.
So today's absentees, number 28, 39, 40, 41, 49, and 16. Why so many absentees? Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Okay, okay. You can say.
Assignment date
Niharika. Okay, present. Yeah, I'm one. What's your number?
43. Assignment day.
അസൈൻമെന്റ് ആയിട്ടല്ല നോട്ട്ബുക്കിൽ ഒരു വർക്ക് എഴുതാനാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. ഓക്കെ, ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ വെർബൽ അനലോഗീസ് പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ. അതുപോലെ 5 ഡിഫറെന്റ് വെർബൽ അനലോഗീസ് വേറെ നോക്കി എഴുതി വെക്കുക. ഓക്കെ, just find it out from in net or so, and you can write down these verbal analogies. Just find 5 words, 5 verbal analogies. Okay, is it clear? Okay, thank you.